My name is Gerard O'Hare, or Gary with a G, Burkout.
I'm Jim Summersides.
Well, I'm Jim Davis.
I'm Doug Haddon. I'm retired Air Force. I'm the Fonthill Legion.
I was born and raised in Welland. I joined the Army just before I was 19 years old, and I was overseas. I was sent overseas in the fall of 1943, and we arrived in England. We were in England for 2 months. We shipped out to Italy, and while we were in Italy, we were stationed in what had been Italian Army barracks.
I'm a United States citizen, a permanent resident living in Canada. I served in the United States Air Force on active duty for 27 years, going into the United States Army in 1946 and retiring from the Air Force in 1973. I started out initially as in weather reconnaissance, flying weather recon and hurricane reconnaissance out of Bermuda. I did that for several years, and then I went into the Air Force Nuclear Detection Agency.
And before they actually acceded to the wishes of the Allies, they blew the center out of all the buildings, which meant we had no windows, no doors, no sanitary facilities, but we did have lonesomeness, that's for sure. But in Italy, it's not sunny Italy in the March of 1944. It's winter time, the same as it is around here. And to sleep in terrazzo floors and no windows, no doors. It was a cool place to say the least.
I was born in Holland in 1936, and I do remember many things from the Second World War, even though I was a little boy. One of the worst things that I do remember is the hunger winter when all the people out of the cities used to come to rural Holland, and any type of some of them are on the bicycles, some of them are walking, some of them are anything at all, driving buggies and looking for food.
And we were responsible for monitoring nuclear tests throughout the world. We reported, detected, reported any event that occurred wherever. We had various techniques that we used. We had seismic, we had hydroacoustic, we had collection problems, the collection of debris in the air. So that was the last 20 years of my service I spent with the Air Force Nuclear Detection Agency. When I retired, I trained into the Food and Beverage Management Service with Marriott Corporation in Washington, D.C. And when I came to Canada, I worked with the Niagara Parks Commission as the Food and Beverage Manager and Restaurant Manager for the Niagara Parks Commission until I retired in 1985.
During the Second World War, when I was growing up, we had a little Jewish girl living with us that we saved alive, and she grew up like she was my sister. Being in my legion, oh, how fortunate I am to be alive, because so many of our young people, they sacrifice their life, they give up their life for the freedom that we enjoy today. And I think about that.
The Poppy campaign is important because it's one time, one part of the year when the veterans especially are rewarded with a little bit of respect and remembrance. Remembrance is 99% of it.
I remember the people that lost their lives while in uniform while I was serving with them. I often wonder what life would have been like if they hadn't have been in uniform, but their families, the children. That's what I think about on Remembrance Day. The what ifs and all the families that lost loved ones just because they were in uniform and they were serving their country. That's what Remembrance Day is for me.
And if we, the people of today, can't remind folks and do a job to remember that war is hell. And if we're remembered, if we're not remembered, we're going fast. Our numbers are diminishing rapidly. And if you don't listen to things today and teach your children that what it's all about, the hobby would sure help you, and things like this.
I've been in Canada now for 65 years, and I was only 15 years old when I came here.
I feel sorry that our education system has fallen to such a degree. I've seen it in the schools, but believe it or not, they're coming back. The schools are trying to put something on, but the powers that be don't seem to be pushing it hard enough. It's got to be done from the top down and let the people teach what war was all about.
And I fell in love with this country. I love this country. I love Canada. I love the people in Canada. I love we're so fortunate to live in this wonderful country. It's a huge country. It's such a privilege. It's just an honor we have to be a Canadian. It's very important. We always honor our veterans. Always.
Down the highway of heroes, true patriot love. There was